Hello everybody, Princess Barry here. Today we're counting down the top 25 table service restaurants at Walt Disney World.
Yes, we have so many things that we've done and tried, and we just had to put it all together on a list for you.
Yes, frequently requested, often thought about, now we're actually sitting down in front of this camera to record it for you. So let's jump right in. We'll start off with some honorable mentions.
One restaurant we chose not to include on this list for a multitude of reasons was Victoria and Albert's.
Yes.
We've been there twice. We've had great experiences both times, staying in or eating in the Queen Victoria room, but it's just too...
It's too out there. It
not
feels like its own separate experience, and they included it in a table service ranking video. It feels like robbing you of other choices that are more readily available for most people.
Exactly.
So, they are thought about, just not on this particular list.
Right.
Next up for the honorable mentions, we have...
This is going to be like our number 27, I guess, which is the Turf Club. At
27. Now, Turf Club has been an interesting history with us. This restaurant had started off, when we first went, we hated this place. We did not want to go. It was not like on the list of places that we wanted, but in the last couple of menu revisions, it is actually improved. So I think actually being at 27 is an upgrade from where it would have been. Normally it would have been excluded from this list completely.
Yeah, it would have not been on the list at all. So now it's enough to be mentioned.
Yes. It is the only table service restaurant at the Saratoga Resort with the addition of actually like a basically 3-course plant-based menu and a couple of changes along with some regular favorites. 27 is where it belongs.
Speaking of another 3-course plant-based menu, honorable mention number 26, Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Yes, I know that Roundup Rodeo, it's in a weird spot in Hollywood Studios.
And it's new. It's like 2 years new.
2.5 years
Something
now?
like that.
It's not a bad restaurant. It's still sort of like finding its legs, we feel, as far as the restaurant.
Yeah.
The food quality is wildly inconsistent every time that you go. And the service has been the same. So while you can go there and eat and you will be full, and it's not a bad restaurant, it's just not deserving of a ranking in the top 25. So that puts it at like a 26 spot, like just outside of the top 25. In a year or two, maybe it'll improve. Maybe next year.
We'll see.
Yes. Now, getting into the meat of this list, plant-based meat for those of you here with us that are vegan. Number 25.
Garden Grill.
Yes, the restaurant that keeps spinning and never stops.
I do miss the loaf that they used to have. It's been replaced now with just all meats, but everything from that restaurant comes from, well, not everything, but all of the vegetables and fruits come from Living with the Land, which is really cool, and it rotates, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of people overlook this place, one, because it's character dining, and two, because it's nestled off in like the corner of Epcot. It's not like in a walking pathway, so like most people are headed to the Land ride and they're not paying attention. We get questions all the time, where is this restaurant? You pass by it all the time, actually.
It's right before you go to Soarin'.
It's that little desk, and you'll see characters walking by, and the signs that go way above your head. Look up, people. It's there, but it is good food. It's good eating, and it will fill you up. You got an Epcot day, you got an hour and a half to spend. You can't go wrong with Garden Grill, really.
Number 24.
Yes, this one is a surprise to even us, but Kona Cafe at the Polynesian Resort, Polynesian Village Resort.
I think they have great breakfast.
Yes.
They have great lunch.
Yes.
Their dinner needs improvement.
Yes. We've seen some good additions, but some of the things that are on there, the menu from before it was refurbed, are still fairly awful. But like, if we have to go to Polynesian for dinner, I would much rather eat at Kona than some of the alternatives.
Like Ohana?
Yes, yeah. Ohana is purposely, in case any of you were wondering, not on this list. And it is a well-deserved omission. Yes.
So number 23.
Tiffin's. Tiffin's named after the little food tin namesakes that they have inside the lobby decorating the walls in the corner at Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Is their only signature dining restaurant at Animal Kingdom. And it's sad because the food is good.
It's always dead.
It's always dead. You should have no problem, A, getting a reservation, or 2, just walking in. There have been times where we have gone to Tiffin's because the line at No Man's Lounge is too long.
Yeah, because Nomad Lounge and Tiffin's have very similar menus and have the same drink. So if we don't want to wait for Nomad Lounge, we'll just go to Tiffin's.
And they share a kitchen.
Yeah, and you can get drinks to go from Nomad, so you're fine.
Yeah, the problem with Tiffin's mainly is that we think currently the price point value compared to most things is a little off. I think it's a hard swallow for a lot of people at Animal Kingdom.
I think they're trying to evolve though, because they recently added that prefix like burger option for like $30 or $35.
They used to have like a full prefix back in the day. This is sort of like giving you like a full meal for a flat fee. There are some like smaller options. It's a restaurant where like the appetizers are so sized that like if you don't want to get an entree, we've gone and gotten apps and desserts and been completely full and fine. So you don't feel the need to go in there and go nuts and order everything. Literally an app and dessert and you'll probably walk out happy.
Plus they have 12 pieces of collectible art and you get one piece at the end of every meal. So then you have like a collection you get to start. I think we have like 6 or 7 of them. So eventually we'll get there.
And this is our Disney Pokemon cards for sure. No Lorcana for us. Only Tiffin's cards.
Number 22.
Well deserved is Ale and Compass. This has been a consistent favorite restaurant for us for years.
Since they reopened from their refurb, like 2018,
yes.
I want to say?
We were afraid for a while the menu was getting stale with some of the menus they had, some of the options they had available for lunch and dinner, but they recently went through 2 menu updates.
Yeah, and they're great.
And it is a lot better now. So
get those donuts.
Yeah, definitely making its way back up the list, both for savory, sweet items, and dessert.
Yeah.
All good.
Yes.
All good.
Number 21.
Geyser Grill.
Now this is more of like a lounge but it's still considered table service because you have service, but it is kind of a lounge. You can go there without a reservation at any time at Wilderness Lodge. And those mac and cheese balls, they're something else.
Yes. It's just in the back of the property. If you go into Wilderness Lodge, you go out back by the pool, go to the right, it's over in the corner. That is a place where honestly, if they had just a little bit more food, we could stay there all day.
We've done that before.
We love just hanging out around the grounds. We'll get some food, get a drink to go, and like, walk around, go to the cabins, go down by the water, go inside, get a snack, come back out. That's literally like a full day resort hangout for us very easily. And it's overlooked and like a hidden gem, if those even still exist in the Disney community, but
I think there's a couple.
People that know, okay? So, on to number
21.
21? 21.
Or no, sorry, no, 20. That was 21. Yes. 20.
Three Bridges Bar and Grill in the middle of the lake at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. This place, we cannot say enough good things about. This is probably one of our personal favorite restaurants, even if it's not the top of the list. This is the place we go when we have like a bad food day.
Yes. At Disney World. Or just like we're not filming and we just want to eat a meal.
We can't decide what we want to eat.
If I'm craving tacos, that is where we go.
Geyser Grill.
Yes. So, no, Geyser Grill. Three Bridges.
We're going to Three Bridges.
The Three Bridges has tacos. They have an amazing tofu bowl. They have sangria. They have Sangria University.
They have all sorts of things.
So many cool things.
Corn dogs, fish tacos, poke bowls, some great salads. Like, it's very like, there's a balance between like tapas and like smallish entrees. So you can come there, have a drink, watch the sunset over the resort. Pretty place.
Super allergy friendly.
Yes.
Super allergy friendly. Number 19 is new on our list, which is why we always like to evolve these videos. Waililu.
Waililu Bar and Grill on the new Polynesian Island Tower. Their food is amazing.
Yes.
Even better because they have an all like sustainable kitchen, so everything in their kitchen is electric, and it doesn't take away from the food quality at all. We think it offers some of the best food in all of Polynesian Resort. The only downside, to Waililu is the drinks.
Yeah, what we recommend doing is going over to Trader Sam's Tiki Bar, getting drinks to go from there, and then you go over to Waililu and get your food either to go or at the bar. The drinks are just really small and kind of overpriced.
And they're pre-made.
And yeah, so like, and the bar is just, does not really equipped to do what Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace can do, and it shouldn't really try to compete with that. So yeah, I just go for the food. If you're not a drinker, this is not a problem for you. Just go to Waililu and enjoy the fireworks at night.
There's musubi. There's like 3-4 vegan options. A couple modifiable things.
And then not breakfast.
Dessert's amazing. Yeah, breakfast.
Don't breakfast there.
No breakfast. It's like grab and go basically. You can go to Captain Cook's and get a better breakfast than you can at Waililu. But like lunch, dinner, great.
Number 18.
Yes, moving on up the list, we have Yak and Yeti. Now, this is a third-party restaurant. Landry's. But like, it is probably the workhorse of Animal Kingdom as far as table service restaurants go, because they are like a Animal Kingdom themed TGI Fridays, but elevated.
I would say that Yak and Yeti is the reason why Tiffin's is not busy.
Yes.
Because why would you go to Tiffin's and do signature dining when you have something that's actually affordable and the portions are massive. Huge?
It's very rare that we're able to go there and finish an entree. But I don't think we've ever gone and done entree dessert, because
it's too much
entrees
food.
Are absolutely massive, and their price point being almost $10 to $15 cheaper than Tiffin's in some cases, with equal or better food quality, makes Tiffin's an even harder sell and puts Yak and Yeti where it belongs on this list.
Yes, if you are sitting at the bar at Yak and Yeti getting food, they have a special menu. Just tell the bartender to take you to the summit, and they'll give you a little QR code, and then you can have the secret menu on top of the regular menu stuff, and you have a really good time.
If you go in there looking for a good server, ask for Kate.
Yes, Kate is the best.
Yes.
So number 17.
Topolino's.
This is at Disney's Riviera Resort.
Yes.
Their only real table service restaurant at all. Yeah. Yeah, because the other two, the bar is the bar, Bar Riva.
And Prima Piatto is like a fake
service.
It's a fake table service that's actually a quick service. So yes, they're only table service. We have had our ups and downs with this restaurant as well. More good than bad. But the last couple menu revisions have been great. Their desserts have always been amazing.
Yes, and their bread.
Their bread is amazing. Their entrees with the recent revamp are like delightfully more upscale than you would think that they would have. And they have like one of the best character breakfasts on the property. Yeah,
the breakfast started out really great. Now that you can't reorder anything, it does feel like it's a little bit overpriced. It's kind of like a high-end character breakfast, if you would say. So I don't know, if I had to choose between like Ravello and Topolino's, I'd probably go with Ravello, but
she would go to Ravello.
He wouldn't.
I would go for Ravello.
Moving on to number 16.
Yes, Toledo tapas, was it steak tapas and grill? It's got 3 little.
Yeah, seafood, steakhouse, and tapas or something like that. That's located in Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. We love all of their restaurants.
Destino Tower. It's very top floor. Great view,
beautiful
great
views.
Service. Like this is a very weird portion restaurant where almost everything you order is tapas style. So the sizes of the entrees are not massive.
Yeah, they're a little small.
We suggest going and treating it like a tapas style restaurant and just ordering a bunch of everything and share, because like you'll usually order like 3 items.
I usually love to get the bomba rice, the gigante beans, the Brussels sprouts, the pan con tomate, and then sometimes we'll do the shiso peppers.
We'll split that.
We'll split
all
that,
those.
and then
my entree, her entree.
Maybe sometimes I don't even get an entree.
True.
Sometimes I just eat the sides, and
then we still get dessert, and
we're
comfortably full at the end and not like dying. But like the quality of the food, the view, and the service has always been amazing there. Like, I think maybe like the 6 or 7 times we've been, maybe like 1 entree not been great, but like consistently a great restaurant, makes a great date night, great family night, or even a good night out with friends, because you can eat there, and then when you're done, you can go across the hallway to Dahlia and have drinks and watch the fireworks at the other parks. So it's really a win-win up there. So definitely deserves its spot on the list.
And sometimes Dahlia will let you order some of the Toledo food depending on how busy they are. So another great benefit of staying at the Coronado Resort, you have all these different like food options to like grab, which is amazing.
Coronado is its own foodie paradise, which is what translates right into our number 15 option.
We really love Coronado food.
Yes. I know that it's probably one of the lesser themed Disney resorts, but what they lack in Disney theming, they make up for in delicious food and drinks.
Yes. So our number 15, surprisingly, is a third-party restaurant, Maya Grill, inside Coronado.
I think after lots of trial and error, and I do mean lots of trial and error, we have decided that Maya Grill is easily the best Mexican food you can get on property.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't always that way.
No.
There was a point in time where we told everybody never go. Now it's like if you want the best Mexican food, there are there's not anybody even close.
They have, I crave it all the time too, to the point where Bear gets sick of telling me, yes, he wants a break from Maya, but whenever I want a quesadilla, like I have to go there. Their quesadillas are incredible. Vegan quesadillas, yes, with cheese and like chorizo. Yes. And then the huarache that they have there now is like 10 times better than the one they used to have at Pecos Bill. So if you were ever a fan of the huarache, which they called it the corn masa flatbread at Pecos Bill, go to Maya Grill and get the better version of it. Just make sure they don't put any cheese on it or anything like that. They'll definitely modify it for you if you tell them you're vegan.
Yeah, their head chef there, the culinary team, has been amazing and very focused on making sure they had lots of options for everybody and things that were easily modifiable for more people to have. And the care they put in their food, the quality has literally gone through the roof. So it definitely deserves its spot on the list.
Yes. Now it's for number 14.
14.
Third-party restaurant.
It's a third-party restaurant. And from the mission of the main chef of this restaurant alone, I honestly wish we could rank this restaurant higher.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
It's Jaleo at Disney Springs.
Yes, that's a Jose Andres restaurant. From our very first experience there, we had Rafael was the best server ever. We had a 13-course
tasting menu.
Vegan chef tasting menu. They have a regular one you can get to if you're not vegan. It felt like Victoria and Albert's to us, and it wasn't like, $500 or whatever. It was reasonably priced. The food is amazing. The paella is amazing. Go for the Strawberry Festival. Go for Flavors of Florida.
Magical Dining is like the secret to enjoying this restaurant if you've never been. And like you're worried about like the price point, we always suggest going to Magical Dining because Magical Dining at Jaleo is literally stealing from them.
That's in August, by the way. If you're ever come in August, it's the whole month of August. And part of your, if you do the Magical Dining, a portion of the plates that you purchase, the amount that you spend, goes towards local charities and help feeding kids. So definitely, we always try to do as much Magical Dining as possible in August.
And it's a restaurant that has both tapas style, so you can do a lot of shareables, and they also have decent sized entrees. So like depending on what your party wants to do, or they have lots of events at the Strawberry Festival, and then during the drone show they had a special tasting menu. So
and they have happy hour, sangria hours. Very nice.
So keep an eye out for them. They do a lot of everything, and I figure because like on that west side of Disney Springs, everybody forgets about that it goes underappreciated sometimes.
It does. All right, so next is number 13, and we are, I think it's like our buffet, our only buffet or first buffet on the list.
It is currently, the only buffet on the list, which is a surprise because we do have some favorite buffets on property, but this one.
This is our favorite. It's
our favorite.
Obviously.
If anybody ever asks us which buffet you want to go to, especially if you have a mixed diet party, we can only recommend Beer Garden. Yes.
100%. They have off menu, beyond, they have Earth Balance, they have Kraut, they have pretzel, they have liter beers that are like the best value beer you could possibly get at Epcot.
And you get one of the only dinner shows left on property.
Oh, and they have like that mustard dressing.
They do. That's
oh my gosh,
amazing.
I just wanted that on everything.
Previously, you probably would have seen Boma from the Animal Kingdom Lodge on this list, but our last few times there dealing with both the options, both have been the quality of the food has gone down, the service has gone down, and they have had a lot of issues with marking food properly for allergies, which is a huge problem.
Yeah, and we've had some chefs not even want to do a walkthrough with us at Boma, and he has an allergy, even though I'm vegan. They're just... Anyway, Biergarten is really where it's at. They take such good care of you. If you love German food, if you want to try German food, if you want to just stuff your face at Epcot when it's Diet Epcot or something like that, go to Biergarten.
Yes. Speaking of stuffing your face, that moves us up to the next on the list. Number 12.
Is on All You Care to Enjoy, which is different from a buffet.
Has All You Care to Enjoy. You don't have to go to All You Care to Enjoy.
That's true.
But we suggest it, and that would be the Whispering Canyon. That is anything but a whisper.
Yes.
We see the question online sometimes. Yes, Whispering Canyon is a loud restaurant. If you're looking for a quiet dinner, it is obviously not the place. But it is one of the best value, best tasting, best quality, all you care to enjoy menus on property. In addition to have some entrees that are both great, and then you have breakfast and lunch dinner, all you care to enjoy, and great breakfast. It's really kind of hard not to be like, well, if you have a party that can't decide what they want to eat, Whispering Canyon is probably what we recommend.
Absolutely. I would say there's been plenty of times where Bear and I have been at Magic Kingdom, and we'll just take the boat to Wilderness Lodge and go have lunch at Whispering Canyon, and then, or brunch, I guess it would be, and then just go back to the park, because it's such a satisfying meal, and it's worth it to me, I think, to leave the park for that amount of time to have like a really good, like, just decompression from the day.
Good food.
Yeah, and it's nice quiet. Well, I mean, sometimes it's quiet.
It's quiet in Magic Kingdom. How about that?
And then, of course, you get to participate, which is always fun when you ask for ketchup. Now, I know some people might be apprehensive going there because there is like antics at that restaurant, but like you can just level with your server and tell them, and it's not all of them are like, you know, that like out there with it either. So if you're just like, I'm a little afraid or whatever, they'll make you feel comfortable.
I mean, they pick on us, so they won't pick on you if you tell them.
Number 11.
Les Cellier, the cellar of the Canada Pavilion at Epcot, has long been another favorite of ours. We love that. We still hold that on the pedestal as being the best steakhouse on property, even though looking at the Disney categories, it is not the only steakhouse on this menu. No. But we will leave that for later. But Les Cellier has consistently been great service, good food. Their cocktails are good, even though the cocktail menu could use a refresh.
Yeah, not a lot of their cocktails, if not any of them, are vegan, so it's not fun for me. But
whiskey's good though.
They have an off-menu poutine that is vegan and gluten-free.
Off-menu, but always available.
Yeah, we've been getting it every year for like 8-9 years now, so it's not one of those things where if you go, it might not be there. It'll always be there. Yes. And it is not unusual to just go to Le Cellier, get poutine, and then leave. Yes. You don't have to eat everything there, and the portions are huge. The Brussels sprout, like the sides are like freaking huge, so like we always have to take leftovers, and don't be afraid to do that too if you want.
It's definitely well deserving of a spot. I know that in the cellar it may look like a basement, but honestly it deserves a rooftop position. That is an amazing restaurant, and we love the team that works there.
Now we're getting into our top 10.
Yes.
Thank you for hanging out with us this long.
What you guys really want to know, the best of the best, the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. Starting off at number 10, Shiki-Sai, the sushi izakaya restaurant that replaced Tokyo Dining in the Japan Pavilion.
Oh, we loved Tokyo Dining.
We love Tokyo Dining, but Shiki-Sai has blown our socks off ever since it opened. I don't think there has been a third-party restaurant, because it technically is run by Mitsukoshi, that has been so instantly accommodating and well-versed in allergies that we've gone.
That's so true. They have so many different things. Right now they have plant-based mochi that I'm like obsessed with. You don't have to have a reservation. They do have like a sushi bar you can sit at. Yes. There's a secret bar up there if you want to get drinks to go.
Hidden bar.
Everything. You can go seasonally. They have a punch card. They give you a little prize.
Little
the
rewards.
whole decorations of the restaurant changes.
They sing
seasonally.
for birthdays. Like, they do
everything is amazing.
And
everything is
amazing. I know, like, you look at the menu, and sometimes looking online, it can seem really expensive, but it's really a sort of create your own meal situation.
It's like tapas too.
Yeah, you can spend $40 or you can spend $400. Either is extremely easy to do, and you will leave happy either way.
And now they have like this build your own style menu where you can, like, depending on how
three,
much.
Pick two.
Yeah, and there's flat fees for that. So it can make it either easier or harder on making a decision for you. And
they actually have a few mocktails that are really good as well. Like, they are doing very interesting things in Epcot, and more people need to go visit there.
I agree. Number 9.
Flying Fish.
It's a seafood restaurant at Disney's Boardwalk and Resort.
Yes. It's not one that I think a lot of people see very often because of where it's nestled, but it is easily the best restaurant at the Boardwalk, and definitely deserving of its, like, signature dining style. Both good entrees, good appetizers, good desserts. The bread service is good. Like, and then again, beautiful views. The theming, even down to, like, the scales and the silverware and the avant-garde fish art installation, like, on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like much from the outside. You could easily mistake it for, like, a club, looking at, like, the little fish on the neon sign when you walk inside. Transported.
They also have a bar, a little small bar, where if you don't have a reservation and they're all booked, you could sit at the bar and order food. And the best thing about that bar is that it's, like, facing the kitchen. So you get to watch the kitchen the whole time that you're there, which is so much fun. And then they also serve the food for Abracadabra bar. Yes. So you might be able to ask for something Flying Fish related if you're eating in there as well.
Yes. Moving up the list down to another house.
You know what? I think we lied about a buffet because number 8 is a buffet.
Oh, yes, Tusker House. How can we ever forget about Tusker House?
His character dining restaurant at Animal Kingdom.
This is easily one of our favorite character dinings on the property, and, like, their buffet is one of the most varied on property as far as, like, options. There are some buffets that tend to be a little dull and boring. Though. Yes, we are going to go back to Chef Mickey eventually. We do have concrete plans to return there soon. But Tusker, even though the menu doesn't change as frequently because it is a buffet, like, their food is always fresh, always good. The chefs are very well knowledge.
Yes.
The characters are, I mean, I'm not even a huge character dining person myself, but the characters at Tusker are always fun. They're always getting into it. And
I got to see Goofy do the splits there once. That was so
Goofy
fun.
does wild out at Tusker.
I will say that the one downside to Tusker House as a vegan is that they have no bread.
Yes.
No bread at all.
They have, like,
except
6
the allergy
to 8
rolls.
different kinds of bread, and none of them vegan. And I think they would almost argue they have too many desserts to eat.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, yeah. Well, the vegans only have, like, 2, but
yes, whereas, like, the non-vegans, you have, like, 8.
For Bear, that's a problem because he's not a dessert person.
No.
But if you like salads, if you like interesting food, if you want to try new things, characters in their safari outfits, Tusker House is the place for you. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Oh, now we're getting to where things are going to get really difficult.
Yes.
Steakhouse 71.
That is our number 7. It is located at Disney's Contemporary Resort. The number of cast members that we can recommend at that restaurant is an endless list.
All of them is easy enough. Just all of them.
Yes.
Everybody that works there is great. Their team is great. They know the food very well. They have everything ranging from, like, some of the best burgers on property to some of the best entrees, omelets. Their breakfast is amazing. Unfortunately, we lost the bottomless mimosas, but that's not necessarily their fault. No. But it's great. Even if you just want to go to the Steakhouse 71 bar, even their bar menu, which is, like, a very slimmed down version of the restaurant menu, but it has its own unique items you can only get there. It is, even when we go to, say, like, California Grill, for instance, which is, you know, a premium experience at Walt Disney World, we are always tempted to stop at Steakhouse 71 when we leave.
Sometimes we do. We'll get there early just so we can say hi to our bartenders and maybe, like, get a drink and maybe get a snack. not usually if we're going to California Grill, but if we're like going to go to Contempo Cafe or something, we'll get a snack there or something and just kind of hang out. It's probably like the bar we hang out at the most on Disney property.
Giving away our secrets.
If not the second most. Like if you guys are trying to catch a glimpse of Princess and the Bear, we're probably there.
Yes.
Or Polynesian Resort.
If you go, you better be nice to our bartender.
Yes.
I will find you. I love those people. They gave me ears.
They did, yes. Daniel.
Daniel did this. Moving up the list to
number 6.
One that you should expect from us because we talk up the praises of this restaurant. Every single person that will listen.
And if you've watched our bread service video, this one was number 1 on our bread service list.
This is the restaurant that we recommend to our friends who aren't Disney people when they come visit.
Yes.
Which would be Sanaa.
Yes.
At Animal Kingdom Lodge. Yes.
And I would say when Steakhouse 71 was the wave of American flavors, we had a really hard time picking between the wave and Sanaa. Now that Steakhouse 71 has been rethemed, it was very easy to put Sanaa above Steakhouse 71. Their food is just like top tier.
You get a lot of like very approachable, like cultural foods made for a wide variety of palates while still being like very unique. You're not gonna find like, you do have like some, easy favorites for the kids and stuff like that, but like you have some very unique dishes, and they do themed desserts frequently throughout the year, along with like specialties for different holidays. And then, after dinner, you can go see the animals.
Yeah, the animals make it, depending on where you're seated, you might be able to see the animals from your table, which is great, but definitely you got to get the bread service. If you're not into the bread service, there are a ton of other appetizers that are incredible there.
You can get like the harvest journeys and get like a few items,
yes,
and then you can add on extra items on for just like a few dollars more. So definitely also sort of like build your own experience if you want to.
I will say it would have been higher on the list, but the menu has changed so much that they don't have as many things for Bear to eat anymore.
Yes. I would eat them, but they're just
too much mango.
Given my Bernie fingers, too much mango. Too much mango up in here, and I can no longer eat anything. The food's still great. I'm just limited now. Like it's the reverse. The princess has tons to eat.
I know. I
can
have
eat
more things. Yes. Yeah. Now we are finally to the top 5.
Yes, hopefully. And if you have, I'm thankful that you guys have stuck with us for this list. For those of you that are new here, we do food at Universal and Disney World Resort. And if you want anything you want to see, do the comments place to find us. Hit that little subscribe button to follow and get notified of all the things that we do. And we're always open to suggestions. So getting in the top 5, Sebastian's Bistro.
It is an all-you-care-to-enjoy restaurant at Disney's Caribbean Resort, probably our second favorite hotel to eat at, beside Coronado.
Another foodie paradise. We only wish that Sebastian's Bistro was open longer.
Yes, when it first opened, they were open for lunch, and I got a banh mi there that I still talk about.
To this day.
I wish that they still did lunch, but unfortunately it's just dinner, and it's only the all-you-care-to-enjoy meal. It is amazing. The guava butter and that caramelized onion, I want to put it on everything.
The coconut bread with the ice cream at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Of which they have a vegan version.
Yes.
Their previous chef was vegan, and he made sure that they had a significant vegan presence. If you are a vegan that likes to eat, you can go to Sebastian's Bistro and guaranteed that if you leave full, it's 1000% your own fault. The only reason they're not open for lunch anymore is because they don't do the traffic.
Right.
To stay open or justify being open for lunch. I need you guys to fix this, because I will tell anybody that's willing to listen that if you thought Ohana was the best restaurant on property,
wrong.
You haven't been to Sebastian's Bistro. I will end the line right there.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Ohana by a lot. A lot. They serve similar food, but Sebastian's is better.
Yes. Moving on up the list to the cooking place, Jiku.
We are hanging out at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think this is our third favorite hotel to eat at.
Yes. It's a resort that we can just hang out and chill, get drinks, have a nice dinner. Even if we want to go to Jiku, we can go to the Cape Town Lounge, which is their wine bar. And they do serve part of the menu there as well for you to get. I know that there are some of you in the comments that are already like, you said Jiku, it's Jiku. that's a pet peeve of mine. It's a little hill for me to like grind my teeth on. A little pushing a boulder up the hill.
English versus African.
Is that Jaiku is the British colonial pronunciation of what is a Swahili word. GQ. So I am never going to be saying Jaiku on this channel. Be mad about it.
Their food is amazing. They used to have a wine tasting
experience
class that was really great. They used to have a Lion King dining experience temporarily with live music. That was so much fun to do.
They also have a bar, another bar where you can sit and eat. So in addition to the wine bar, there's an actual food bar where like you can sit and watch them cook in like the open stove kitchen. So like
that one's great.
Also a good experience and also a great date night restaurant because again, after you're done eating, even though you don't see animals come to the window, they also have another like safari overlook in the back of that section of the resort where you can go and see the flamingos who recently stopped nesting. They have giraffes. They have
like a whole section. It's not just the giraffes, the zebras, and all the other stuff. They also do the night safari over there, which we've done and we absolutely love.
So much fun.
We highly recommend.
It's a sub $100 experience that is like fit for creating memories. If you're looking to show somebody like a really special memory at Walt Disney World that you're not really going to be able to experience anywhere else, something that's uniquely Disney,
do the safari.
The Starlight Safari is definitely one of those things. We do have a video on that as well.
So Jiku, highly recommend. We also went there on Valentine's Day, got off-menu tofu. Don't forget to ask for that tofu if you want it, because it's good.
Yes. It's so good, they need to put it on the menu.
Yes.
They're always advocating for putting things that are off menu on the menu. If you put it on the menu, we can tell them to come. So, number 3. This should be no surprise to anybody that's been around for a little bit, is California Grill. We go to California Grill a minimum
4 times a year.
4 times a year. My wallet is screaming from the other side of the room right now. But we go there because 1, it's worth it, food quality wise, and 2, it's hard to beat that level of experience from the hostess at the door to the managers, the servers, the people bringing you water, the chefs. The place is consistently amazing. Their menu is like the peak of like a seasonal menu. Not only do they change their menu seasonally, they also change their ingredients within the season seasonally as things are the freshest and available. So you can go one week and get something and then come back the next week and it plated completely differently because they make sure they have the peak of ingredients. And their chef team, both the head chef, the executive chef, the sous chefs, even the pastry chefs are so passionate about what they do that like they will happily talk your ear off about the whole process.
Absolutely. They also have an open kitchen, so you're more than welcome to walk up there and chat with them. You can watch the fireworks from California Grill. If you decide to go outside and watch the fireworks and you have a meal there, you tell your server. They will time your meal to make sure that your food arrives right when the show is over, so you can go outside and enjoy the show. If you've already had food that day, you can always come back and go watch the show. You can go to the bar, order a la carte if you miss that, and then still go watch the show. So many ways to watch.
I know a lot of people get anxiety about making a reservation there because you want to time it correctly for Happily Ever After. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't have to.
Whether you come early when the restaurant first opens and you leave, you can come back. Whether it's right at the fireworks, still hold your food. They even prompt you, would you like me to hold your food so you can go watch it? Or come late. They'll wait. They'll just put in like your drink order and let you go watch. So you don't have to stress. You will be able to watch one of the worst nighttime shows at Magic Kingdom. Anytime you want.
Don't hurt the people's feelings now.
I have to come after the Happily Ever After stands. It wouldn't be me if I didn't throw shade at something in our Disney video. Happily Ever After, just, I liked Enchantment better. But that's just me.
Anyway, let's move on to number 2, shall we?
And on to another restaurant on the water.
Surprisingly so, at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, which is not one of our favorite hotels to go to, but somehow this restaurant made it to number 2.
Narcoossee's food experience of the quality of their food. It's like a seafood / Mediterranean style restaurant. It does excellent appetizer, entree, dessert. Their drink menu is absolutely phantasmic and magical, I would call it. The bar menu created by another friend of the channel, Chris. who is now a manager at California Grill. So you see him, you say hello, and you better be nice. We love Narcoossee's. We honestly probably don't go there as much as we want to.
Just because of having to do food reviews and going all over the place. But if we weren't doing that, we probably would go there more. We both kind of enjoy the firework view from Narcoossee's a little bit more because we like being like down low instead of up high. But that's like personal preference, really.
But you do also have a fireworks view from their patio there that they reserved for dining.
And the same thing as California Grill. It doesn't matter what time you eat at Narcoossee's. You can come back and eat and watch the fireworks from the balcony there.
Don't let the internet stress you out.
They'll do the whole.
You have time to watch your fireworks show.
Totally.
Our new Narcoossee's is overlooked because there's so many food places in the Grand Floridian Hotel, but trust me, it is the best.
Definitely better than Citricos. Citricos is not even on this list.
Yes. I think the only other recommendation we can make outside of obviously Victoria Albert's who left off this list would be California Grand Floridian Cafe breakfast. Everything else in that building is kind of questionable.
I mean, I kind of like 1900 Park Fair. They had that sun-dried tomato focaccia bread that I couldn't stop eating.
Strawberry soup is overrated.
Yeah.
But Narcoossee's is well deserving of the spot as number 2 on the list, which may have you wondering, what exactly do they consider to be number 1? They've gone through Narcoossee's, they've gone through GQ, California Grill, Sebastian, Sanas, Takeout 71.
There's actually quite a bit left. We haven't mentioned Monsieur Paul either.
Is it on this list?
No, it's not on this list. You did not want it on this list.
I argued about keeping it off this list, but I have my own reasons for that one. Our number 1
is a third party, but it is number 1. It's located at Epcot. It is
Takumite. We are, I wouldn't call us the number 1 Takumite stands, but if they have fans, we will be amongst them. If they have 2 fans, it will be us. If they have no fans, call the police because something happened to us. But we absolutely love Takumite. The energy, the theming, the way that even the servers talk about the food there, describing the different regions and cultural inspirations behind every dish. That is a foodie experience that is not to be missed. I would recommend Takumite over Victoria and Albert's, even if it was on this list, because it is that much of a foodie experience. If you are a foodie, like you truly enjoy both food, flavors, eating them, the experience, the history, Takumite is a restaurant that should not be missed.
Now their plant-based menu and their regular menu are both $250.
Yes,
you do need to make sure to specify that you are vegan, even though there's a plant-based menu. I think for the springtime right now, they're doing like a shorter, like $150
like
menu.
Tasting menu type deal.
I'm trying to convince Bear to go to that still. It's still a no for him right now, but maybe you guys can convince him in the comments for us to go. We had the privilege last time of doing the water room.
That was
so amazing. It was worth the extra $100. We also did the wine pairing and the sake pairing, which they had those 2 options
separately. So you can
separately. And then an incredible tea service that's included. Everything is amazing.
Even the wine pairing, the sake pairing, have their own history and like journey. They give you a map to like walk you through each one, and it is a wonderful experience. If you haven't ever had a chance to check that out, and you're even slightly curious, love like Asian food, then you need to go check it out. Yes. We have 3 videos on that now.
We do.
Yes.
I would say it's about a 3 to 5 hour experience depending on what menu you pick. Yeah. So if you are okay with you losing that much time during your park experience, I think that it is 1000% worth it, especially if you're traveling, you don't really have anything like that in your hometown. It's something that is a like core memory. Yes. Every time you go, it's a core memory.
100% deserving of its place on this list. But the one thing about having a list is having people's opinions on it. So we want to know what you guys think of everything on this list. Are there restaurants where you've had experience where you'd think maybe rated a little bit too high, maybe rated a bit too low? Maybe there are things that didn't even make the list that you feel should make it. Let us know like your top 2 to 3 picks in the comments below. We're always looking at you guys' comments, and hey, that might turn into a video one day for all we know. But we always love hearing from you because community is what helped to make this channel, and we do this so you don't have to. So as your number one choice in foodie infotainment, again, if there's anything else you'd like to see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, maybe I'll just push Bear into a yeet. I wouldn't do that.
I was like, I'm in my own house this time.
We're gonna yeet yourself on the ground.
I'm not gonna prank fall on camera, but either way, you heard the girl.